Okay, here's where we left off in the last video. We've created our bent. We have 8x8 posts, an 8x8 dropped tie beam, 6x6 king post, 3x5 braces, and 6x8 major rafters, principal rafters. I see I've got one extra line there I can get rid of. We've created a brace that is a component, and by hitting Command 3 I can look straight on, and the very first thing I'm going to do is highlight the entire, I got one extra line there too to get rid of. Alright, highlight the entire thing and turn that into a component. Now, if you're using the latest version of Google SketchUp, version 2013 I believe it is, you don't have the Make Component tool here in your top toolbar. You only have it over here in your large tool set. So if your large tool set isn't out, you'll need to go to View, Tool Palette, Large Tool Set in order to turn that on. So then over here, Make Component, let's call this the bent, and create. All right. Before I go any further, let's draw the cement pad that we're going to place these onto. I'm going to go ahead and hit Command 1 to look, no, Command 2 to look straight up at it. And using my rectangle tool, starting in the origin right here, there's the origin actually, I am going to make a rectangle that is, let's see, 12 feet wide by 16 feet long. There we go. If I hit zoom extent again, that should put that in the middle. Command 1, I should be looking straight down at it. Let's see, I will copy and paste that bent. And in order to snap it into place, I'm going to need to look at it such that I can see a point that I can grab it from, like that point right there, and a point I can place it on, like that point right there. I'm going to grab it and snap it into place. Sometimes you have to move it around. All right, so now I'm on the edge. Now I can let up, grab it again. I'll grab it again and move along that edge into the corner. Now it's snapped into place. So again, looking from above, Command 1, I need a midpoint here. And I'm going to go ahead at that midpoint and make a rectangle that is only 4 inches wide. That way I'm out to the edge of where the next bent is going to be by going 4 inches. So again, Command V to paste another bent. I'll get it close to where I want it, and then I'll rotate a little bit. It's so close. I'm going to grab it right there and zoom in. I'm going to grab it there and put that on so that my midline is in the midpoint. And I'm going to come in and get rid of these. I don't need them anymore. Delete. Okay. Command 3 to look at it straight on. Now, I seem to recall that rather than being an 8x8, I wanted my drop tie beam to be a 6x8. Well, that's okay. If I click on it once, I highlight the component. If I double click on it, I'm now ready to edit that component. I can push-pull that tie beam back 1 inch, and I can turn around to the other side, push-pull it in 1 inch, and notice that it does the same thing to all the copies. So whatever I do to edit one of those bends will be replicated in all 3. Let's go ahead and do my connecting girts. I'm going to zoom in right here. All right, I'm going to take my pointer tool and select outside of the bent so that I'm no longer editing that component. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to make that a 6 by 8. So 6, 8 return. But I want to move it over 1 inch. So I'm going to highlight it. And since it's not part of the component, double click to highlight the whole thing. Since it's not part of the component, it's not going to stick. It doesn't have the sticky geometry, and I can move it straight left 1 inch in order to center it. And then I can push pull it. I could push pull it 7 feet to go to the next post, but I'm going to go ahead and push pull it the whole 14 feet 8 inches so that it goes right through that one and all the way to the end. Because from looking at it, you can't tell whether it goes through there or not. So that takes care of that side. Come around and do the same thing on the other side. Again, I'll do my 6 by 8 rectangle. I'll highlight it by double clicking. I'll use my move tool, move it over 1 inch, and push pull it towards me 14 feet 8 inches. Now I'm ready to put some braces on. But in order to put the braces on the connecting girts, I'm going to have to rotate that brace in the green. I have to rotate it left to right as I'm looking at it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it to highlight it. Take my zoom in, make sure I'm going across a line that's parallel to the green axis in order to rotate it this way. I'm going to copy and paste it right here, and I'm going to rotate that one all the way around so that I've got one facing the other direction. And I was having trouble placing these, so I've actually got an idea of how to improve placement of these. So I had an idea about placing these a little bit more easily. So if I double click on there, take my rectangle tool and draw a rectangle around the whole thing, erasing these. I don't need that either. That leaves this corner that'll allow me to place it right into the corner here. Clicking outside of the bit, I am going to highlight it, and then I'll be able to grab it right here and place it right there. And in order to center that, I need to move it over to center it up top. I need to move it over 1.5 inches. Now I can grab it, move it straight to the left 1.5 inches return, and it should be centered and on that face. Zooming out, I will copy and paste it. And work on moving it again from that corner right to that edge, and then moving it straight to the left 1.5 inches, and it's centered. While we're at it, let's go around to this side and paste another one. Getting it close, grabbing it by that corner. And now I'm going to have to put it on the inside edge because move it to the left 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. There we go, and that centers it. Last but not least, I'll Command V to paste another one. Grabbing it there, I'll put it right here, and then I'll grab it and move it over 1.5 inches to center it. So we've done all the braces that are angled in that direction. We now need to find this other brace that we conveniently rotated, and we will grab that one in this corner, and we're going to have to rotate it so that we can see where we're placing it. Grab it by that corner and place it right there, and then move it to the left 1.5 inches. Zooming out, I'll paste a second one. And I won't bore you with the pasting of the rest of these. We'll just speed it up a little bit so you can see the final product.